There it is. That thing way out there, that is the Zeus CL. Took a while to get up here. But today we're going to take a look at it. There, you can actually see how big this hangar is. Let's sprint on out there. A nice little half click. And we're going to give this thing a little fly. Check out maybe some of the sizing, what can fit inside of it. See how it looks out on some of the moons out here at Microtech, and take a look at the interior as well. Welcome to some first impressions. I say instead of going the normal route, let's start by taking the ladder in the front. Something that I really wish more ships had, but now that they've started to include it in the designs of ships, this might be something we see added to other ships as they get reworked. Generally, that's what happens with these newer ships. They improve their metrics and their optimizations and then bring them back to other ships in the future. So here we are. Interior of the ship. Nice and spacious. Generally, they design these hallways so they know that two NPCs can pass each other. For when we do have AI crew, we'll start from the front here. So you can see my frame rate does drop a little bit inside of here, but we'll carry forward anyways. We got a fire extinguisher up here, not usable yet, but part of engineering in 4.0. Got a weapon rack here. I didn't bring any weapons with me, but I guess I could go grab some to put in here. Just to see what they look like. Life support components not yet in. Shield components here though. Suit lockers for when you'll eventually be able to store your loadouts, and this is one of the big things that I think people who say this game takes too long to prepare for don't realize is that at one point you're going to be able to wake up in your bed in this very ship out there in space wherever you want to leave it. You're going to be able to come up here, press a single button, get your loadout equipped, and then walk in here and fly your ship. It'll take maybe a few minutes to get started up on your day's gameplay. The game we will play is a lot different than the game we're playing now. So, I get the complaints about it right now, but just keep that in mind when you see these kinds of things, suit lockers and beds and all that kind of stuff. And the logout won't even be tied to the bed. You're going to be able to log out wherever you want, supposedly. Got our relay here, which would have fuses in it. Yeah, so the fuse here is there. Something to repair whenever that gets damaged. Engineering panel is here, not quite ready to go, but soon. TM 4.0 soon, which could mean lots of things. Stepping into the back compartment of the ship here, we've got a little, looks like a nexus of paths. You've got your cargo deck out there. Lockers here, so not just your suit locker, but also your storage for other things you might want. Still believe that this inventory screen is not great because of things like this. Just doesn't always look good. So you'll be able to store some stuff in here that's not on your cargo grid, maybe more personal items. 3 beds with a little shelf here for more storage. Is a bathroom here? Yes, it is a bathroom. Taking forever to open though, you'd think it was an escape pod. Oh geez, we're going to sleep. Huh, we got some controls here. Some lighting controls. Cool, when you're ready to knock out. Or you just want some more exciting lighting over your bed. And a screen here. Oh my god, how much is this of a taunt? Yes, we would actually like to see some economy stuff like this. And breaking news, I wonder if this will actually ever be relevant. I really hope so. That's a fun little addition to the habitation area. So yeah, 3 beds, enough for 3 people on the crew. You got 3 seats up front. I think it makes a ton of sense to have 3 people for a ship like this. You got 1 person probably staying in the ship, handling your routes and your job and what you're tracking. And you got 2 people who can be back here loading and unloading cargo and goods And my oh my, this is... Can't believe they fit, what, 128 SCU of storage, I believe, in here? And I think we got some other components back here. A lot of redundancy with components from what I'm getting. Or maybe that's the only one. No, we've got another component compartment here. So just like most ships in this game that are this size, cooler, radar, power plant, another relay here for repairs and power management. Just like most ships of this size in this game, you're really going to want to make sure people don't even get into this back room. Because this room has... I mean, once they get back here and they can disable this stuff, that door's not going to protect you. They're in the ship for good. So, defend your ship from boarding at all costs. And now that ships won't blow up when they get damaged, at least it seems starting in 4.0, for the most part won't blow up when they get damaged the majority of the time, there's going to be more disabling and boarding than before. Now this hinge that they used to put down the ramp actually took quite a bit of specific work. And let's see why. Let's see why. Okay, Jesus. I wonder if it was a simple addition of this protective case here. Which is a nice touch and interesting because it's on something like RSI, who generally is rather utilitarian. Not to say that they're not fancy by any means, but they keep things fairly upfront and easy to repair, thinking back to the Constellation. That design language has changed a little bit, especially with these in-lore newer ships. I think the Zeus Mk2 is much newer than something like the Constellation when it comes to lore. But also this is something I would expect on a Crusader ship, which definitely does not exist on the C1. Let us package things up. We'll take one last look at the room we missed on the way back here, and then we'll get to flying the ship. I'm gonna have a lot of time over the next few days looking at this thing and preparing my own ship review, which I think all of us are gonna make ship reviews for this ship. It's just inevitable. This will be the most reviewed ship to ever release in Star Citizen, mark my words. Which is good, you know, people need more choices to look at what makes a ship good or bad. Now both this and the habitation area have been shortened and made smaller in this model of the ship. You can tell when you walk in here on the ES, you have a little bit of a section more over here to walk around. Same with habitation. But in order to fit more cargo in the back there, they made these areas smaller. I love that, because smaller areas here means more cargo in the... Ooh, some drink area. Means more cargo in the back, which is great. And it's a purpose-built ship. Now, I do think that just because you're sacrificing living space for cargo doesn't necessarily mean it's all good. At some point, these ships will be about the vibe, you know? Maybe you want a ship with a bigger living space that you can be a little bit more comfortable on. At least this one has a freaking window. We need more windows in our ships. The game is beautiful, yet you can't see a lot of it when you're inside of your ship. Is there a window over here? I don't think there was. Maybe in that forbidden bathroom there is. It's surprising also how few relays there are in here. I think when they first started working on the relay and power management system, there were a lot of relays in the Hammerhead, but it does seem like they are trying to stick to a lesser amount, probably after they did a bunch of playtesting and realized that while relays are good in a high quantity, they might distract too much from the component or even just the general gameplay surrounding the ship. So from what I'm seeing, there are only 2 relays in the ship. So while engineering is adding some complications to ships generally of larger size, and even something like this, which is more of a medium-sized ship, it's not as intense as one might expect, and I think they'll continue to balance it out so that it's enough to have you thinking about it and considering it, but not enough to take all of your mind away from other stuff. This is cool. You could just walk out onto the hull of your ship from here. Oh, this is really cool. This will make it easy for repairs. And just in general, checking over your ship. Well, we'll definitely take a picture sitting out here later on when we land on a moon. But I want to get out of here. Hopefully we can get over to a moon somewhere where my Or my frame rate's going to be a little bit better. How does this... Oh, okay, sure. Well, that's pretty neat. This also means easy EVA access to the ship. And it's not super obvious for people who don't know the ship. So if you really need to get away, you got your chance. Alright, let me go grab a tractor beam just to be sure. And maybe a weapon so that we can also... I could just come over here. I can also make use of those lockers. We can see what they look like. Might as well put on a backpack just to make sure if I do need anything else, we can carry it with us. Definitely some LOD stuff to figure out. You can see plenty of graphical glitching going on. The underside of the ship actually is incredibly detailed. These panels even have some markings on them. RSI 2954. So this ship, I guess, came out in 2954 then? Or is that supposedly the manufacturing date? That would be awesome if this changed with every year. A lot of RSI everywhere, just in case you didn't know who made the ship. The lines look good, not gonna lie, and something that really caught me off guard is this actually has some VTOL thrust here. I wonder how much that's gonna help this ship compared to other ships. You know, the C1, one of the benefits of it was the VTOL thrusters. And I think that would have helped it keep some relevancy versus a ship like this, which maybe didn't fly or operate in atmosphere as well, but this one looks like it's not really gonna have a problem. Okay, let's see how she flies. Now, instead of the power triangle, we have power blocks that we can assign. Just clicking in and out. Which some people say is made to be easier for game controllers. I think this just makes more sense than the triangle. The triangle was a little bit not precise. Easy to add weapons to Group 1 or Group 2. Group 3 and Group 4. Shields. Self-status. Target. Scanning. And general. So this allows us to toggle different things like putting our MFDs up on our helmet. That was a big addition from last year's CitizenCon that still hadn't shown up. Man, you cannot look straight up in this ship though, huh? Got a complete blockage going on here. That's interesting. But you can look down quite a bit and see a lot of what's below you, which is very useful. Bring up our landing gear.
Thank you. And please visit again. Landing gear raised.
Wow. The view in this thing is amazing. Does feel good. Can't tell where my speed limiter is anymore. Okay, so that little white bar in the corner there is showing us what I'm selecting as my wanted speed, and the orange is showing us our real speed. That would make sense since the orange speed is down there. You can see the way that the game is starting to now target things based on where I'm looking. Let me turn around real quick. I want to see if it's targeting based on where I'm looking or where my head is facing. So if I move my eyes, yeah. It's actually targeting what I'm looking at with my eyes, so that's using the Tobii 5 eye tracker. Which, if you want, you'll get a 5% discount if you use my code. I'm going to plug it a little bit. Makes the game a lot better. Allows me to get these camera shots too, where I can kind of move independently of my mouse as well. It's not the end-all be-all. It's pretty expensive, but I like it. Works well. And clearly it has some benefits when it comes to targeting. UI is definitely getting better in this game, year by year. It's taken a while, and it's not all perfect, for sure. But it's certainly getting more and more like an actual game than it used to be. Man, it was rough. Oh. New quantum marker for space stations actually look like space stations. That's nice. That's a nice touch. Having it be distinct from the other ones is... I appreciate that. Makes me want to turn around now and see what does the city look like. Okay, planetary bodies are solid circles. Good touch. Oh! Okay. No, that's not the case. So, LEOs look like space stations. Is that what I'm getting? Large-scale space stations look like space stations. Points of interest like moons and space stations are filled in circles. I still think they could do something different for minor space stations and moons. Definitely. And then planets themselves are hollow circles. They're almost there. I still would like space stations to be different from moons. That'd be nice. OM points are dots inside of circles, and cities... Oh, cities are the same as... Okay, so they're kind of splitting it. No, that's the comma ray. Where's the city? Yeah, I've got no ship sound effects right now. It's probably a bit of a glitch. Yeah, I fear I don't have a velocity limiter right now. Rather strange. Or at least they may have changed the key binding for it. Okay, so check out that on the left side there. Look at my velocity meter. It's left alt and wheel. It's no longer just the wheel. I don't know if they just changed that or if I'm just an idiot and didn't notice it before. But it looks like the purple value on there is... Maybe that's SCM speed, I'm thinking. And if you want to go faster, you can scroll up and it'll leave behind SCM speed, which remains the same. Looks like about 200 and something meters per second. And you can go beyond. Okay, yeah. So my nav speeds are much faster than I was thinking before. Sorry about that. I got that wrong. Looks like we are still going up to 1,000. Man, I love this ability to target what I'm looking at. The target acquisition animation also looks pretty cool. The little crosshair zooming in on the target. I like that. You can still see some of the ghosts of their early UI development in this game. These weird animations with UI elements flying in and out and doing their flipsies and stuff. Let's drop by a moon and go do a little cargo pickup. See what we can get. Make use of the tractor beam. See, and this is why I think we need a different indicator for moons, because there's a lot of space stations in the system, and I don't want to have to look at all of them just to find the moon I want to go to, you know? Still some things to work out with these UI, and it's so strange to me that, like, these don't end up happening all at once. Points of interest on the ground. Looks like they're doing triangles. Upside down triangles. Let's head out. Out here in a light atmosphere. Nav mode. Straight flight. Looks like we're hitting about 350, maybe. Okay, while we're making this trip, I also want to test the altimeter. It looks like it's bouncing around, but I don't think that's based on... Let's see. Let's get real close here. They really got to change that to meters. Once you're getting within probably like 5 kilometers, they should change it up to meters. Doesn't look like it's still not... No, it's still going compared to... Okay, so it recognizes the ground here. Let's see if I go up, 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 up. Let's fly over to this peak here and see what it says. Oh yeah, no, it's dropping. It's dropping. It gets it. Yeah. It's measuring the actual ground. Yeah, I guess it does a little bit. It's going up and down, and I'm sure certainly not. That's all we want. I don't care about sea level. Plenty of space to load and unload. Just looking beautiful out here. It's a good looking ship. And how about VTOL? You know, they mentioned that it has some VTOL capabilities. Does it actually change anything when you turn on VTOL mode? Let's see. No, I don't see anything. So that is a huge bonus to this ship. That no matter what flight mode you're in, you're always going to get the benefits of a VTOL thrust. Who knows if they're measuring this VTOL based on whether it's on or off, or if they're going to measure it based on the literal amount of VTOL thrust each specific ship has. That's something that we'll probably learn a lot more as they talk about control surfaces, which I'm guessing is a 4.1, 4.2 kind of thing, and probably something we'll see talked about at CitizenCon more. But I'm going to be very interested in knowing just how much of a benefit each version of VTOL might give each specific ship. Because that's a big boost to this ship's productivity, especially flying around in atmosphere. Next up, we're going to see just how much productivity it gains from the cargo capacity. Let's go order something. Okay, got ourselves different sized boxes of astatine. I'm also going to grab us a vehicle, so we could see what kind of vehicle fits in here. I already know for a fact the Ursa does not fit in this ship, which will make a difference to some. I would be interested in knowing what fits in this ship, or doesn't fit in this ship rather, that might fit in something like the C1 if there is a difference. Something we'll get to learn over time as we play in this in the PTU. If you haven't been to any of our live streams, I'll be doing a live stream all about this ship tomorrow on Wednesday. And I'll take questions, I'll take requests. We'll just run general missions and stuff with this ship just to see what it's capable of. Looks good over there though, doesn't it?
Welcome.
It might just because it's new.
Vehicle retrieval system.
Alright, so we know it doesn't fit in Ursa. Which I think does fit in the Freelancer Max. So that's a little bonus to it. How about an Atlas? Can we get another Atlas to pick this thing up and tractor it over to the ship? Atlas on Atlas action. Okay, we got our vehicle. Okay. Let's get started. You know what, actually, instead of this, let's go ahead and see. Obviously, this will fit in here. Let's go ahead and pack this back here. And let's see how the tractor beam on the ship itself works, yeah? Let's see, enter remote turret. Boom, and we're popped out. Articulating tractor beam on the CL is a big win. Much better in terms of functionality than previous tractor beams, and something that I think they will probably start working into more designs in different types of ways. The Cutlass Black has something like this, but this goes a long way in helping make tractor beams just make more sense. Let's see how we can move. Yeah, so it looks like you don't control the arm. You just move around as you need to, and the arm controls itself for you. But you're not stuck in one place. Oh boy. Let's give it a go. Oh, I gotta... Let me power it on first. I don't really play with game music too much, but I'm really enjoying it. Nice ambiance for a moon like this. It really fits the atmosphere of this place. Foggy. It's foggy, lad. Alright. Cool. Okay. And the door closed. Luckily, we have an easy control for that right here. So what would be nice is being able to control the arm so that I have more clearance as I'm going back like this, but it seems to be okay. Seems to work out. feel like that's not as far as it could be. There we go. Whoops. Sorry, Atlas. I'm trying to keep enough space for the 24 SU, but I don't know if that'll fit in here, actually. If it does, it might need to go sideways. There we go. Definitely just a lot more range of movement in this compared to other tractor beams. It's just much nicer. 24 SCU. Oh man, certainly taking some handling. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. How about a 16? Okay, 16 can be done. And you know, maybe that does mean 24 can be done. It doesn't look like it looks like there's plenty of space there. It's just a matter of the ship tractor beam itself is not really situated to put a 24 SCU box into this hull, because you're anchoring from the center of the box, and the center of the box is too off axis to really push into the ship. I could slide it up like this. No. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, so you can kind of make it happen. It's just not pretty. It's not pretty, and it's not super practical, but it is possible. And maybe as they further refine this stuff, you can do it. But I would say 24 SCU does fit in this ship. I just wouldn't use the actual ship tractor beam for it. You could fill in that space there with some 2 SCUs. With the proper loading techniques, you probably could have gotten everything that I ordered into this ship and loaded up. Yeah, these things are kind of glitching in there. So we're leaving a little gap unfilled in the back there. I was never the best at Tetris. But you can keep filling boxes all the way to the ceiling in this ship. Just a ton of space. Jeez. Yeah, we could fit all of this and some. Might not have left myself enough space for this one. And that, my friends, is why everybody should play some Tetris as a kid. Because I can't move these 2 SCUs off of here now. Let's see what I can do. I'm impressed. That's a lot of cargo. We fit a lot of cargo in there. I don't even know how much that was. Let's see, 124, 116, like 6 2s. So that'd be what? 40, 42. I think there was an 8. Yeah, these are glitched in. They're like, they're not moving. But the other 8 could definitely fit over here if we were maximizing our storage potential. Plus, we still are able to carry an Atlas over here. Looks like we did block ourselves off from exiting on that side, so you want to be careful to leave yourself a little bit of space to run in and out. Overall, though, you've got a lot of storage potential in here. It's also like a just solid block of empty space in there. Sounds like we're getting ship audio now. Honestly, couldn't tell you if it was flying any differently. Don't know the ship well enough to feel it yet. The sun changes as we leave the atmosphere. Very cool. Pilot-controlled weapons. Some laser cannons. I think those are cannons. Precision modes on your right click. Honestly makes it easier than Alt-1, but you should still be able to choose if you want it to be like that or not. I think by default this is okay, but you should be able to choose for sure. Alright. Let's make a jump back and call that our first impressions on this thing. We'll make a quick jump over to one of the other moons first. Love flying past the other moon on the way over here. Such a cool... It's so cool. Alright, let's head back to New Babbage. Ah, hexagon. Or pentagon. I guess it's more unique now that we don't have hexagons. Okay, here we finally go. We're gonna sell all the acetine, only 80 SCU too, for 72K. Take 2 minutes for it to sell. Oh no, we already unloaded it ourselves. So 72K from not even a full hold of something. I have no idea now why I did that, but I did. So there's that. Hope you enjoyed this little first impressions and first look at the Zeus Mk2. Again, I'll be doing a more in-depth look at it during my stream tomorrow. And I'll be hosting a ship review soon enough on it. Cheers.